Hey, I'm 𝗟R𝘂𝗿. I'm here in the Marlene Dietrich bar at Merchant Payment Ecosystem, and I've been rounding up merchants and payment providers to get them together. And I'm really excited today. I have Kai with me and Christos. Kai from SOK and Christos from Ecommpay. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my opening question I ask everyone is true, false, or it's complicated. Merchant, payment providers, and merchants will never get along. True or false?
False.
False. Yep. You want to expound on that?
Well, we have a new partner, Adyen, as our main.
Don't tell him.
Yeah. Sorry about that. As our main partner, and
Well,
the relationship is really, really good. And you know, Finns and Dutch, we are both really straight going to the business, so we can be really blunt and frank, but that's a good thing. So no silver plating, just going to the topic.
So you can get on. Very good.
Yeah.
And what do you think, Christos?
Adyen is an excellent partner, but all of us are having our challenges and our flaws as well, right? Ecommpay is a technological organization, first of all, not just a payment provider. And what we do differently is that 50% of our workforce are developers and engineers. And this world, having so many engineering hands in your disposal, it could make the difference. It's definitely false, the assumption that they are not friends with each other, right? And every single one, provider or merchant, decides that this is true and this is not the case, they're actually making a very, very dramatic mistake. Because merchants and providers should work together. They have to work together, and many times, me proactively as well, I go and educate the merchant and help the merchant without any specific mindset of return of investment in my head, just to make sure that they don't miss anything from the complicated payments ecosystem that we're having, and it's growing and changing every day.
Yeah, very good. Okay, great. Thank you. Now I brought you a potential client. Now you already know who you have to steal him from. So first, let me ask you, what are your key pain points as a merchant?
Well, I would say that some of the things that, for example, in e-com, the open banking is not, and pay by bank known by many. I
hate that brand name, by the way. It's awful,
horrible.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like, who invented that one? But the interfaces are not well done by some of the banks, and that is, that's incurring some issues. I was in some other meeting and discussing this, that there are cases where the bank is informing the e-com store that the transaction is declined by the bank. And of course, then e-com store tells the customer that it's been declined, you have to pay with something else, or then the customer just leaves. And then maybe after a day or two, bank lets that transaction through and charges that amount from the account. But of course, the e-com store doesn't understand, it doesn't know it, because it has gotten that information that it has been declined. And then the customer is contacting and saying, you have stolen my money. So horrible customer experience. So that's one of the things that we are currently trying to solve.
Yeah, great. So I'm hearing acceptance and customer experience, super important.
Of course.
Yeah. And first of all, what do you do at Ecommpay?
I lead a team in the business development management side. We are focused on growing the business on the core vertical, as we call them. So it includes OTAs, gaming, media, any type of merchant size and industry pretty much. And we are doing very well, and we have very aggressive growth plans for 2026, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
And how do you help with customer experience?
It starts from the first discussion. The customer experience starts from the first discussion. The moment you have the first call with the merchant, the qualification call, as we call it, and we will try to understand what happens, what are the problems, what can we fix. And then when you go back to your team, you start creating an internal business case, and then try to align internally, understand if it makes sense to move on to next steps with the merchants, up until the last point of the discussion when you introduce them to the dedicated account manager, as we call them, and they have to follow up and stay close to the message as possible. Every single step, it's affecting the relationship and the potential experience that the merchant is having with a specific company and the new payment partner as well.
Yeah. Now, you guys have never met before, right?
Never.
No.
Right. So has he sold you yet?
Let's not go
That's
into
the
that.
Finnish way. That's the Finnish way of saying maybe.
Well, the first tip is to make him a friend,
Yeah.
and then the rest are going to come, right?
That's true.
𝗂𝗂𝗿𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And now at Merchant Payment Ecosystem, you learn a lot about payment methods. What is the most overhyped or misunderstood payment thing out there?
Well, if I start again, I would say that the overhyped one is the digital euro. It's something that is being pushed to us. It might be good, it might be bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things going on. Of course, the ECB, it's their child, and they are like really trying to push it on. 𝗟𝗂𝗿𝗶𝗀𝗍 this morning from Eurocommerce said very well that the merchants can support that, but we have to go from what EU is calling compensation model towards the fee model. And because it doesn't have interchange fees, scheme fees, the cost shouldn't be on the same level as the debit cards or whatever is the cheapest.
Yeah.
But it should be really, really low, like what European merchants have been, in the recent days, they have been publishing these papers that they are demanding that. So if we can sort that out, there might be some future. But of course, then the question is, like with many, basically every payment method, the end game is that will the consumer really accept that? Like, the customers, like all of us, when we are asking also that what's in it for me, why should I pay with this one instead of something else?
Yeah.
So that will tell that will it really succeed or not.
Very good.
This is a very interesting topic, what you had. Even though I was having a different type of answer in my head, I want to comment on what you just said, right? Wero is getting bigger and bigger, but I have identified...
Did you say Wero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have identified something that is not commonly known. On our discussions with the Greek Irish payments from the Dias Group payment method, I realized that Wero, even though it's been promoted by the European Union as the #1 payment method eventually to happen for all of us, I have seen that the Northern European countries are adopting Wero, and the Southern European countries are having a different system. It's called Europa, which is Irish payments, Bizum, a few other payments things around. So even though we wanted to have a unified European Union under one specific payment method, it seems now that we have two different systems creating something far away from each other.
Yeah.
Well, to be told that they are now building some kind of an interconnection. There's going to be a hub where basically then you can pay. Let's say that there's a store in Athens that is accepting Iris, and then if you have a Wero wallet, you can go there and pay with your Wero. That would go into the Iris network. They'll be handled by some big banks in the Central Europe, and then there's, like you said, Southern Europe, Eastern Europe, and Northern Europe have their own, and then they interoperate somehow.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should just switch everything to the Trump memcoin wallet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So anyway, we probably won't solve those problems here today, but I'm going to give you one last wish list. So what's your one word, if you could have one wish that could be granted at MPE today, what would it be?
You can start.
I don't know, at the end to go bankrupt? Well, we are in the storm of things that happen in geopolitics, right? I have only one thing in my head, which is peace, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have pitch, you don't have payments, you don't have nothing around you as well.
Yeah.
If I can be more professional and business related to the topics that MP is introducing, the discussion we're having here today, probably I will say something like a careful introduction of AI.
Okay, I like that.
This can create a lot of complexity instead of solving complexities. The fintech industry is highly regulated and it needs time and proper dedication to do things happen properly.
I second that emotion. There you go. And what's your wish?
Well,
top that.
Yeah. Well, of course, we have heard a lot about agentic commerce today. That's on everyone's lips. But I would also go with the AI, but not necessarily on the agentic commerce, but AI on the fraud management. That's something that I've noted that there are several companies that are offering different kinds of fraud management tools, and that's something that we are also looking at. It's one of my task list for this year to make research regarding these AI-powered fraud management tools. So my wish from this event is that I am able to have good discussions with the vendors that provide these and have some kind of a next steps when I go home that we can go forward with my team.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you guys. I hope to see you at the awards tomorrow night and have a great rest of conference. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks.
Great talking to you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Catch up with you again in the bar later.
Indeed.